It's that deep feeling of emptiness, like no one truly understands or cares. But there's another side to being alone, which is solitude, a state of self-contentment and inner peace. So, let's first unpack loneliness.
Yeah, loneliness is often linked to our dependence on others for happiness. When we're surrounded by people, family, friends, or even coworkers, we tend to feel secure, connected, content, and joyful. But when they're not around, we can feel isolated, unwanted, or even unloved.
That's because many of us have unconsciously handed over the key to our happiness to others. We rely on their presence, their approval, or even their validation to feel good about ourselves. But the problem arises when circumstances change. People move away, friendships drift, relationships end, and suddenly we're left feeling lost and disconnected.
Exactly. So, how do we deal with this? That's where solitude comes in. Instead of viewing being alone as something negative, we can embrace it as an opportunity for self-growth. In fact, many great thinkers, artists, and spiritual leaders have spoken about the power of solitude.
That's right. Even the Buddha encouraged his monks to practice solitude. Let me clarify the difference between loneliness and solitude. When you're lonely, you're waiting for someone to fill the emptiness inside you. Your happiness is tied to external factors. When you tied your happiness on someone else, and when they didn't fulfill your happiness, you will feel like starving even on full stomach. Now close your eyes and take deep breaths and think how you might feel when your partner didn't call you, or when your best friend chooses to hang out with someone else. If you feel worried, that means you already have tied your happiness on someone else. But if you are okay with your partner not calling you or your best friend hanging out without you, well, congratulations. You have unlocked practice of solitude. In solitude, you're at peace with yourself. You don't need someone else to complete you. You find fulfillment from within.
That's such an important distinction. Instead of seeing loneliness as a burden, we can reframe it as a chance to reconnect with ourselves. Think about it. When you're alone, you have the time and freedom to reflect, to learn new things, to invest in self-care. You're not tied down by the distractions of the world.
Exactly, Dave. And speaking of self-reflection, there's a beautiful story about Buddha before his enlightenment. Back when he was a seeker, he practiced extreme self-discipline, living with 5 monks who supported his journey. But one day, he realized that starving his body and denying himself basic needs wasn't the right path. So, he chose to nourish himself and seek balance.
But the 5 monks didn't understand his decision. They thought he had abandoned his quest for enlightenment, so they left him. Suddenly, he was all alone. No companions, no support, just himself. And in that moment, instead of feeling abandoned or defeated, he saw it as a gift, a time to focus, to meditate deeply, and ultimately to achieve enlightenment.
What an inspiring perspective. And that's what we can do too. Instead of fearing loneliness, we can use our alone time to grow. We can meditate, exercise, explore our creativity, take long walks in nature, read, or develop new skills. The possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. So next time you find yourself alone, don't let it bring you down. See it as a time for self-improvement and inner peace. People will come and go, that's the nature of life. But your happiness should never be dependent on others. Find that peace within yourself, and you'll never feel lonely again.
Well said, Dave. And to all our listeners, we challenge you. Spend some intentional time alone this week. Instead of scrolling through social media or feeling down, use it for something positive. Before we wrap up, let's go over some key words we use today that might be new or difficult to understand.
Great idea, Emma. First up, we talked about reframing. This means changing the way we see or think about something. Instead of seeing loneliness as a bad thing, we reframe it as an opportunity for growth.
That's right. Next, we use the word validation. When we seek validation, we look for approval or recognition from others to feel good about ourselves. But true happiness comes from within, not from external validation.
Another word we mentioned was self-discipline. This means having control over your actions, especially when it comes to making good choices and avoiding distractions. Buddha practiced extreme self-discipline before realizing balance was the key.
And finally, enlightenment. This is a deep understanding or realization about life. In our story, Buddha reached enlightenment when he found inner peace and wisdom.
Great breakdown, Emma. We'll be doing more vocabulary segments like this in future episodes to help our listeners learn and improve.
Yes, and if you ever hear a word you don't understand, let us know in the comments or on social media, and we'll explain it in the next episode.
Emma, and that's a wrap for today's episode. If you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fluent English Pod. We'll see you in the next one.
And remember, solitude is not loneliness. It's an opportunity to grow into a better version of oneself.